Good morning, Ascendis. This is Morning, Ascendis. How do you do? Yeah, it takes a while for me to disconnect from Wi-Fi and reconnect on mobile. But here we go. Good morning. It is the 6th of January. And as you can see, it's almost pitch black. At 6:43 a.m. I've actually delayed my exit by 15 minutes. 6:43 a.m. And I mean, I don't need to tell you how difficult it is to be going to work in this level of darkness. It's not 5 a.m. It's nearly 7 a.m. At this time of the year, it will be safe to get out of your house maybe an hour and a half later. Definitely an hour 15 minutes ish later, but an hour and a half more like it, when there is light and there is signals to your brain that it is morning and that it's got to wake. When you get up at this time, you need something to wake your brain up. Most of us do so with coffee. I've been doing coffee, large numbers of coffee, for a long time now. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, and so in my natural state I don't even drink coffee. But when it becomes painful to wake, I keep myself going with coffee, and that is unhealthy. Coffee might be some of the reasons why my absorption blockage is happening. So, funny realization, you know. Yesterday I made a video and I was telling you guys how the return to work was a slug. I wasn't looking forward to the return to work, and the return to work proved me right in every single way. Every single way. When I got in, I made a video in the evening. I told you I had returned from Chaos Central. Yeah, where I went to yesterday was Chaos Central. And it wasn't because of any specific thing, but it's just the way the whole system runs. It's chaotic. So many people at so many realms, people at different helms of affairs, managing it in individual style. It becomes chaos. It becomes chaotic. It's Chaos Central. There is no other way to describe it. And so this morning, really, typically, I would be like most teachers, depressed that we have returned. Most UAE teachers absolutely depressed that you are driving through fog, through darkness to get to work. That you are going to give your guts, you're going to slug it out, and you are going to walk off with your fixed salary, which is okay, but doesn't have any trumpets playing. When you go to work, you will give up more than you were paid to do. We always do. And even if you are not willing to do it, it will be demanded of you. It will be demanded of you. It will be expected of you. And you will have to deliver. And you will come out of those experiences completely depleted. Depleted. And with very little to show for your depletion. You will come home on the 6th of January, wondering when the month of January will end, because it's a long month. We've spent majority of the earnings from last month celebrating Christmas, and so your funds are depleted. Your funds are depleted. There is a joke about the 38 days of January. Some people call it the 90 days of January. Different numbers, but it means the same thing. January is unnecessarily long because of the way teaching especially is set out. Most teachers get your December salary early because we start our holiday early. And it's great because it gives you at least some money to celebrate and do stuff. The problem is that the money which is supposed to be spent in January is spent in December. And so we twiddle our thumbs. And yesterday I was definitely there with a lot of people, because that's how a lot of my colleagues and my friends are feeling. And when you are in a group, in a collective, you share the sentiments. They take you on an emotional ride. And yeah, I called myself yesterday thinking along those lines, feeling those things. Then I got home, went to sleep, and woke up this morning. And when I woke up this morning, I did one of my favorite activities right now. I opened my Stripe account. And when I opened my Stripe account, I saw payment rolled in as I slept. As I slept, a payment rolled in, just as the payment rolled in the night before. This time, it was another course that a person had subscribed to, and my subscription payment had hit my bank account. It felt beautiful. It felt wonderful. And so this morning, I go to work understanding that I am on the ascent. I am on the ascent. No, I am not completely at the mercy of my job. Of course not. I would go to work and they will try to demand my soul. And it is up to me to learn to have boundaries, to keep boundaries, to push boundaries, to give the best of what I'm employed to do, but to keep some of myself for me and my asset. My cognition, some of my cognition must be preserved for thinking strategy. Absolutely. My lunchtime today, like yesterday, needs to be spent. Actually, not like yesterday, because yesterday my lunchtime was taken for lunch duty. These are some of the encroachments. Yeah, it is supposed to be your lunch. You are supposed to have that time to eat and to do whatever you like. In most other jobs, your lunch break is yours to do as you please, not to teaching. For 4 episodes in the school week, you are on duty. Whether it's break duty or lunch duty, a period which is supposed to be for your break is taken to be on duty, supervising. In very mundane places, that can be brain numbing. But you see, for me, lunchtime yesterday, on duty, was with my laptop. That's my act of defiance. I was there. I was certainly supervising, but my laptop was in my arms and I was making resources. Yesterday it was resources for my next class, but I was busy making resources for my next class so that I could give a decent performance to my next class, and I did. Today I get my lunch for free, and when I am free my lunchtime, I will have to remind myself I am an ascender. I am on the way up. I haven't got where I need to be. I still have work to do. And so work it is we do. Whether I get on my phone and I go and listen to strategy, or I get on my phone and I execute on strategy, but I must be doing something that is useful to my escape strategy. So I greet you. Good morning. Where did you return to this January that has given you a reality check? Which place has helped you to understand that you've got to ascend? What is limiting you from living your best life? What is limiting your best life experience? Tell me. What is cranking up your style? It's cramping it. It's not allowing you to live in your freedoms and liberties. My freedoms and liberties are definitely not me out to work at this time. No. This is not what my liberties and freedoms want me to do. My liberties and freedoms want me to be gently waking at this time. Maybe drinking a cup of tea, hibiscus tea. Allowing my brain its natural way of waking, not the aggressive wake under the influence of coffee that I have been doing. No. Give my brain time to catch up on itself. and start thinking creatively, strategically, the way it normally should. I need to be relaxed. I need to be relaxed. And so I ask you, if you are watching this video up to this point, I am guessing that some of these sentiments resonate with you. Because this is not an entertaining broadcast. This is actually quite a depressing broadcast. Those who are able to stomach this broadcast are the ones who are yourselves experiencing similar to what I'm describing. And hopefully you are curious about some of the solutions that I'm engineering for my ascent, for my way up. For me, it's very simple. There are many things that are put out in the space, but the ones that I believe in is that austerity does not really bring progress. It just brings suffering without even bringing many gains. It brings suffering, it brings limits, it brings pain. When you have to cut, reduce, limit, cut, it's difficult. Life requires certain little joys that you should allow yourself in order to compensate for the difficulties that you put yourself through. And so under the austerity model, when you cut, you get to a point where the question then becomes, what's the point in working? What's the point in working hard if you're going to live this very austere life? The better thing to do is to increase your income so it surpasses your needs and it leaves some disposable income for you to use for strategy. Your strategy would be built on disposable income. It should be built on disposable income. And so for me, step number one is to inroad so that you have disposable income. Really simple. How do you inroad so that you have disposable income? Again, very simple. Do not rely on one stream of income, certainly not one salary. Why is a salary not a good strategy for disposable income? A salary is usually capped. You are trading time for money. You will end up hitting a ceiling because time itself is finite. You have 24 hours in each day. So the number of hours you can do in order to make some money is quite limited. Yeah, sometimes in the early stages you might have to trade time for money to make the extra money, but that money must very quickly go into strategy so that you might be able to make money from assets that stream money passively, stream money without your presence whilst you are sleeping, like happened to me again tonight. So the two things that have brought me money in the last 2 days were all courses that I created. They are courses I created from my knowledge, my experiences, my existing skills. And I created these courses and I threw these courses out into the wide world. And as I threw these courses out into the wide world, people, and both courses are not even running ads. The two courses that have earned me money in the last 48 hours are not running ads. They are all organic sales. Organic, because I talk about those things when I am here on my platform. And yeah, you are supposed to do certain things daily. You are supposed to post daily a certain number of times. Those who are in the market say that a person has to see you 11 times to take notice of you. 11 times. So you better make yourself visible those 11 times very quickly. And if you can make sure that the person sees you 11 times consecutively from various places in different ways in a short period of time, you will be extra memorable to that person. Post that video, talk about your course, tell people what you have, and invite them to queue in, and just carry on with your day. At this point, as this, especially those of you who bought the Asset Launch Vault, we are not really focusing on just the one thing we are creating. That's just the first thing you are creating. When you finish creating your first thing, we must move to your second thing. When we finish with your second thing, we must move to your third thing. You do not know which of these things is actually going to break through and make you the most money, and so we are going to throw a lot of things into the fray. Ideally, I recommend about 10 to 15 assets, 10 to 15 different assets, ranking from low fruit to mid-range to top end. Put them all out there and go to work in other frames of your strategy. Put it out there and you move on to other parts of your strategy. When you have already done that, you will start working in your DMs. You will be responding to people. You will be encouraging people. You will be helping people. Yeah. And after your DMs, you will get on strategy calls with some people. But after doing that for a period of 6 to 8 weeks, you will see that results will come in. And the results will surprise you sometimes. It will surprise you sometimes. Yeah. I am very happy to have you. I'm excited that some of you are able to stomach this difficult message in this difficult month. At this stage where most of the romance has worn off a lot of people. Yeah, most people's romance is gone. The Christmas, the New Year celebration period is certainly finished. We are back on the grind. And for some of us, the grind is very painful. We are back. And you can be back to the same old, or you can revolt like I am. And you can start working on your escape plan. So the escape plan is simple. Look at the skills you currently have. I don't understand why a teacher should be broke. Because you create resources. And we've already seen teachers pay teachers. There are many models that already established that teachers will happily pay other teachers to get good resources that you have. They will pay for your resources, so they don't need to sit for hours. And some of them also know that even if they sit for hours, they will not be able to come up with the creative ways in which you plan the lesson. Sell your lesson plans. Yeah, sell your lesson plans. Sell your lesson resources. Sell them. Yeah, you are into HR and you have an onboarding framework which allows every colleague to be welcomed in a very coherent way, so that people feel supported whilst they are onboarding. Well, that is a blueprint. That's something you should sell. You should sell your blueprint to other HR people. Yeah. No, you are the one with the spreadsheet at your organization, the spreadsheet which calculates everything and formulates everything. Well, you may have used it for your job. Oh, but sell it. Sell it to similar organizations, because they might need a similar spreadsheet with all the formulae done for them already. Yeah. Being an Excel expert made people millions. Yeah. Because most of us cannot write. Most of us cannot write on Excel instructions and formulae. We cannot. And so those of you who can should certainly be selling it. And those of us who can't should definitely be buying it. If we want access, we must pay for this access. And when we get this access, we must use it wisely. And those of you who are blessed with that knowledge must benefit from it. And this is my message. Those of you who have been given the gift were the Lord's intended beneficiaries from the gift. You should be benefiting from the gift. Yes, you may make it for your job and you may use it to make your job easier for you. But for all other people whose lives could be made easier, they should pay you for sampling your talent, for sampling your skill. Just as in music, you will pay somebody some royalties for sampling their work. When people sample your work, they should also pay you for the privilege. That's what I'm preaching. That's what I'm teaching. And I'm inviting you to come on board so I can help you figure out the best way to package your gift, to package your ability, to package your capacity, so that other people can sample it easily and you can be remunerated for the sampling. That is the basic premise of the Ascenders Collective. We are here to learn how to create new streams of income from existing skills, existing qualifications, existing capacities. I'm not looking to teach you new things, crazy things. You might pick a few things on there to refine some of the things that you already are and already can. But the basic premise of this is to actually leverage what you already have, what is already existing, what is in there already, and to create assets from this, and to throw those assets into the ecosystem and to wait for the money to roll in. Initially, it will trickle. When we've got enough assets, then we can start looking at promoting those assets, putting those assets in front of people. But initially, it's not about marketing. Initially, it is organic. You come and you tell people what you are doing, and you make something else and you tell us that you've made it, and you build your collection and we watch you build your collection. And those of us who are willing to move early will move organically with you, as I am evidencing. People are organically moving in my socials, just in my socials, through the posts that simply showcase my wares. It does. And then once I have built the number of assets that I am happy with this January, I will start running ads. I will start making podcast appearances. I will start hosting long form conversational type videos on my platforms. That is the marketing drive. You only move into the marketing drive when you have enough assets to make sure that it is worth your time promoting. I always say that if you have one asset, there's no point in promoting it. You promote it, you pay for the expensive traffic, the person comes and there's only one thing to be bought from you, they buy that one thing, and that's the end of the sequence. To me, that is not effective use of money. Effective use of money is when you have multiple assets and then you advertise, you get the person's attention. They see your book, they see your podcast, they see your audiobook, they see your text-based book, and they can see so many different versions of things that you have available. You have 15 videos they can buy. You have 17 this that they can do. Yeah. That way, paying for the traffic makes sense because you are maximizing the traffic you get. You are using the traffic you pay for to put multiple things in front of the person and to invite that person to buy multiple things from you. You advertise once, you sell many times. That is what I hope that we would be doing. Advertise once, sell multiple times. But you can only advertise once, sell multiple times if you have aggregated your products. This app is horrendous at the moment, yeah. It is certainly not allowing me to see all your comments, and so you will have to bear with me. Yeah. Whew. It looks to me that when I pack, I will get the chance to revisit the video, have a look, and see if you made any comments. Well, if you've made comments, my beautiful AI assistant would definitely respond to you in real time. But I will go back through those comments and I will add my human perspective if I believe my AI assistant has missed something. I am going back to work today without the pain that I went to work with in previous years. I'm going back to work to slug it out, knowing that I am already underway with my escape plan. I know that I am already trying my very best to get out of this pattern. And so I am only stuck here. In the meantime, I will have a way out very soon. And the way out could be multiple things. A way out could be physically removing myself from this organization or this institution or even this profession in this state. That's possible. I could change from being a high school teacher to become something else. If I went into further education, I think that would suit my lifestyle much better. So I'm working on it. I am working on it. I am also looking at the possibility, maybe it might be that I change to an institution right next to my house. And that's a model I'm thinking of as well. I've lived very close to this school before, so I know the benefit of being right next to your work, especially if it's in walking distance. That could be good. I'm thinking about it. If I did that, if my house was a 5-minute walk from my school, I wouldn't need to leave my house at 6:30. I will still be able to leave at 7 o'clock and stroll in still on time. Yeah, that possibility could work. That could work. But also, it could be that I don't even change anything about my physical work, but I change everything about my finances, so that when I come back from work, I am living my best life. If I change that simple thing, then going to work becomes a means to the end of living my best life. I want to live in this country. I want to enjoy what this country has on offer. And in order to live in this country and enjoy what this country has on offer, I might need to go to work at the place that I work. But when I come home, and I come home to the most amazing accommodation, I come home to the most incredible service that I can afford. At the moment, I would love to come home to an ingredient delivery service. And there are a few of them around. You order food, they cut everything up, they weigh everything up, they make sure everything is on point for calorie regulation, because I am on calorie regulation. And so they give you your calorie regulated recipe, and they bring you all the ingredients and they add the recipe, so you are able to simply follow the recipe to cook what they've given you, and in 10-15 minutes you have a hot, beautiful meal on the table for yourself and your loved one. I like that. I wouldn't even mind a food service where somebody does all those things and then they bring me the food to my door on time. That would be amazing. Yeah, that will make me feel like I'm living the life. I would love to have a service, a system where I have somebody come clean and make the place fit for the queen that I am on a daily basis. Living in the Emirates has brought me into such contact with people who have shifted my thinking. So there's a girl, a young Somali girl that I met a few years ago at an organization. The organization we all worked with was a state institution, so we had various campuses, and she lived on another campus in another city, but we had come for a thing for all the campuses. And she told me at the time, no, I don't rent a house. I'm like, really? You don't rent a house? So what do you do? And she says, well, I am in a hotel apartment. Like, what? Yeah, it's a hotel apartment by Hilton. You live in a Hilton hotel apartment as a teacher? Yeah. But why? Because they change the sheets daily. I get to get clean sheets every day. I get fresh towels every day. I get a basket of fruits delivered every day. They do my laundry. They make sure that I get plush accommodation. And the floor space is incredible. There is a balcony that overlooks a beach. We get private access to the beach. We get access to the hotel gym, which they clean and maintain. We get access to the hotel pool. We get access to the sauna. We get access to this, to that, and the other. And at the time, I didn't really think much of it. It's recently. Because for me, I had a family. That sort of thing doesn't suit family life. It was certainly not good for young children. Young children needed the space in a villa to be able to run around, to build these crazy experiences, to ride their bike, to come screaming in the house. You couldn't do that in a hotel apartment. But now that it's my husband and I, now that we are mature enough, her gig makes some sense to me. And I'm thinking, if I was in a situation like that, if I felt that I was premium, that I was enjoying life on the top end, maybe what is a struggle right now within the confines of my other limits may not be such a struggle, and I might actually be able to enjoy my experience a lot more than I currently am. You see, different ways of thinking around things could change your perspective completely. So I'm thinking right now, I'm seriously thinking, what can I do to make my life better than it currently is? Do I want to do this, or should I change to this one? Okay, fine. We do the color coordination I worked out of the house. I have arrived. I've arrived at work, but I haven't arrived as the beaten down pessimist that I could be. No. I'm actually at work today more of an upbeat optimist. Why? Because I already see that I have an option. I already see that I am able to create these assets. I haven't even got to the crazy advert phase, but some of my organic activities are beginning to stream in small amounts. You see, I don't have a hotel apartment today, but the money that came in yesterday can buy me a good lunch. Talking about lunch, I have left mine in the car. Unbelievable. Yeah, it can buy me a good lunch. Yeah. It can get me something cute. It can even get me a good massage. Yeah. It can get me something little that makes me feel that the life I'm living is worth it. Morning.
Lovely today.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm feeling lovely today. Yeah. I've actually made the effort to do some color coordination to make me feel good. I'm not feeling gloomy walking in. No. Good morning. Happy New Year. I'm not feeling gloomy walking in. I'm actually uplifted going in. Has my workplace changed? No. Has the circumstances prevailing here changed? No. What has changed is that I am beginning to see my exit strategy. What is happening is that I've got a better management strategy. That I actually see ways in which I can elevate my life. And that makes me feel good. Yeah, that takes the pessimistic edge of my situation. Ascenders, hopefully, in my address, I have told you some of the limitations and I've shared with you some of the things I'm doing that is helping me manage my situation until I am able to completely change my situation. You can make your situation manageable before you can change it. Most of you cannot just get up one day and quit. Most of you will need time to figure out what to do. And if you look at it from one angle, it will seem like the worst thing ever. I'm also telling you, it might not be such a terrible thing if you get yourself on the ascendancy and you can see that you already have some control over what happens. What we all hate is the lack of control. So take back some control, build some of these strategies, and let's get on the ascent. I'll see you later.